This is going to be a short video on how to load and unload a film into the classic Pentax MX. When I made a film some time ago about doing the same thing for the Pentax ME, there were a couple of things I forgot. So I'm going to correct those in this particular video. So I'm going to load this Kodak 200 film into my camera here. So if I open up the camera, the first thing I do is lift this rewind knob to this position, and you'll feel there's some sort of tension there. So I need to force it a bit more, and then the back opens. Now, many modern cameras, or more modern cameras, will have a series of electrodes along here for DX coding. They read the speed of the film. This camera doesn't do that. So the first thing I've got to do is set the ISO or ASA of the film into the camera. This is really important. So on this particular camera, on the shutter dial here, there's a small button which I depress, and then I can turn this dial around to set the ASA, ISO of the film before I do anything else. And this is really quite important. Now, the camera now knows how fast the film is, but the camera doesn't know what type of film's in here. And to aid my memory, then what I would do if I had the box for this film, I would rip the end off the box and I slide the end of the box in here, so it actually tells me what film I've put in. Now that sounds silly, but actually you'd be surprised. So let's get the camera open again. So as you can see, we've got a cloth lined horizontally running shutter. So having opened the camera fully, I place the film in this side of the camera, and I make sure that the rewind knob is actually closed down properly. I then stretch the film across, and I have to do two things. One, I have to make sure that the film engages with the sprockets here, but also I have to make sure that the film goes through one of the many slots in this take-up reel. So if I just sit it there, wind forward a bit, and you can see it's beginning to take up the tension. As long as I've got both sprockets covered, I'm probably good to go. So I'm going to shut the back door of the camera up. So now if I've loaded it properly, when I advance the film lever, this will also rotate. Lovely. 1, 2, and on the third one I'm good to go. So now I can start taking pictures. There are 24 exposures on this particular film. So let's assume I've got right to the end. I want to rewind the film back into the cassette. So I take this little wind out lever here, but it won't move. I need to depress the small button on the bottom of the camera. I press that in and it stays in, and that allows me to start rewinding the film back into the cassette. Now I don't know if you can hear this, but there will be a little click in a moment. Did you hear the click? That means that the film is now disengaged from this end of the camera. So if I keep winding it, the film will disappear into the cassette, and that may be what you want. However, it's not what I want. So if I open up the door, then you will see that the film leader is now disengaged from the nylon bits on this side, and I can lift the film out. Shut the film up, rewind knob down, don't leave it the camera cocked, job done. How simple is that?